What's up, good people? This is Smitty from the Sim Standard, and I think that people have forgotten what happened, what happened to start this channel, what events took place to get this Sim Standard channel founded and off the ground in the first place. Maybe y'all forgot that a few months ago, Ian Cummings did an interview with Pasa Padre where they insulted you along with us. They insulted us as a whole and said that this whole entire YouTube sector, this community, we're all a bunch of nitpickers. So as shocking as it may be to you, to some of you guys, that includes Versus. They talked about him too, and they said that we're all a bunch of nitpickers. And what's funny is Versus at that time put up a video on his channel giving props to EA because they're paying attention to what he's doing. They gave him props. It was cited, and he's shown where they cited it, where they gave him props for the work that he's been doing, showcasing the flaws, showcasing the good points and the bad points in their title. But then they turn right back around and they said he's a nitpicker. They made short reference of Apex calling him the truth chaser guy when they tried to reach out to him before to be part of a community day event because of the following he had in the YouTube community about simulation football gaming. But yet, he's a nitpicker. They directly insulted the entire YouTube community like that. But yet, all of a sudden, it's okay. Everything's all right. Like, what did it take? What was the point where all of a sudden everything was okay and at peace? Did it take what? 2 days, 2 weeks? Ian Cummings was it when Ian Cummings left the company that did it for you, or maybe it was once the NCAA and Madden trailers came out. All of a sudden, that's what did it for you. I mean, these guys blatantly insulted you. They blatantly insulted you. They insulted me. They insulted us all. But then we turn right back around and we're saying like, okay, you know what? We're gonna form this channel and we're founding this on showcasing what needs to be done right in football, in simulation football, for any gaming company that's releasing a game. We already knew that Madden and NCAA 12 were gonna be coming out. We knew those games were going to be dropping. So obviously it goes towards EA. But also we were saying if anyone else is making a football game, this is what you must do. That was what the purpose of what the channel was about. Now we showcase different aspects and different things of that nature, but everything is according to the push to making the best simulation football gaming title available for us to play. That's what when we showcase physical dynamics, we're talking about backbreaker. When we're showcasing fundamental gameplay, the best. Who does it the best? Natural. If somebody does it, if somebody depicts physics better than natural motion, by all means, showcase us in video. What game does it? If there's a game that showcases fundamental football better than 2K and all pro football or NFL 2K5, showcase the video footage. What game does it better? No question, no beyond a shadow of a doubt, and no question, what game does it better? Showcase it, it's a complete consensus. It was even done. There was a poll that they did, game of the decade, football game of the decade. It was done on Operation Sports, which is an EA Sports affiliated site, one of their top affiliate. And what was the consensus? Voted by the people. The top game was NFL 2K5 as the game of the decade. What does that tell you? 2K is the best game that's out there. It is the best fundamentally sound game. They made the best fundamentally sound football games that were available. You can refute it however you want to, but they are the best. Period. They have every single football game is going to have flaws, regardless of what anyone says. It's a push towards perfection, towards putting the best game out there. You see what I'm saying? And not settling for whatever is put out. Complacency is not going to be tolerated here. We are not about laziness and sloppiness. We are about precision. We are about we're about precision. We're about being accurate. We're about on point gameplay. That's what we want to see. I know that's what y'all want to see. I thought that's what we were pushing for. So therefore we showcase the best game that has it. But all of a sudden, because we're not showcasing EA Sports games now, all of a sudden we're biased. Okay, look, let me make a real world example right here. And this also will this also brings light to the two videos Versus did, which were great videos. I agree with both of those 2K8 flaw videos that he did, and I agree with them 8,000%. I agree with him all the way on both of those videos, and they were great videos. But at the same time, highlighting those vids the way he did makes it even worse for EA. It made EA look even worse because in 2K's one effort, one game, it represents more football in that game than any effort that EA Sports has released after that. After that, and even before that, with 2K5, you have NFL 2K Sports has released only two games. They released two games in a span of 3 years. All Pro Football 2K8 was put together in a complete total time frame of 9 months. That's from the period of getting the team together, getting the legend signed, and putting the game together. 9 months. And they put out a better game where EA has had over the past 6 years. 6 years. These guys, including NCAA, and Madden 12, they will have released 14 football games, and they don't hold the candle up to two games that are in the past. That's a shame. That's sad. See, this is the thing. 2K football should be a distant memory right now. 2K should be a game. It should be a blast from the past for real. It should not be something that we should be clinging on to and saying, well, if I want to play fundamental football and sound correct football that actually makes sense, I gotta play NFL 2K5 or I gotta play All Pro Football 2K8 because EA can't get it right. Because EA's game is completely flawed. EA's game it has so many hindrances in it that it just makes the experience unbearable. And that's a shame to do it. And it's sad when you can just put the game up there and just let it play by itself, and you can see where NCAA does not hold the candle up to 2K, where Madden does not hold the candle to 2K. It's there. It's all right there. And this is the other thing. This is the point that I want to make on from what Versus video did. And this is another thing that makes it worse too. Well, not really makes it worse, but puts it in perspective. See, because if we're honestly gonna say that all pro football is at the same level as EA Sports, then what's the standard? What game is the standard? So does that mean that? And this is just a question. I'm not saying I'm like this, but this is just my thought. What game is honestly the standard then? Is it Madden 11 and NCAA 11? Are those games the standard now because they're just out there? They're the only games. They're the most present and current games released, so therefore those games are the standard now. Is that what we should be going by? You know what I'm saying? So let's put it in. Let's take it and shift the let's do a little shift and take it to another arena. Let's talk about some NBA. Let's go to basketball here. When we talk about measuring greatness, as far as a great player, let's say Michael Jordan in comparison to Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan by far is by far the greatest basketball player in that ever graced the NBA. He's accomplished so many great things. He's molded himself to be the greatest player in basketball, arguably. But if I all of a sudden, if somebody comes up and says, well, Kobe Bryant's greater than Jordan, and I dispel that, does that all of a sudden make me Jordan biased? Does that mean all of a sudden I'm biased because I said Jordan's the greatest? Jordan has proven himself to be one of the best guards. He's proven himself to be the best guard. He has the accolades. He has the numbers to prove it, and just his on-court savvy has proven it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, but then we can make the argument in comparison to Kobe Bryant that, well, Kobe Bryant, he has a swag. He has an on-court savvy. He has the championships. He's done all those same things. So then now let's go into what they do more. Let's break it down just a little bit further. What if we say this? Now, how about we go into this? Let's talk about the clutch moments. What about the clutch shots Jordan's hit? We've seen all the highlights, but what about the shots that Jordan missed? What about the game-winning shots that Jordan missed at the buzzer? What about What about those key turnovers at the end of games that he had? What about those? You see what I'm saying? And Kobe, he had the same shortcoming too. So does that all of a sudden bring them down to an even keel? Does that make them both the same level now? No, it doesn't. That doesn't mean that they're both an I and I all of a sudden. Kobe had an 81-point game. Jordan never had an 81-point game. Does that mean that they're both at the same level? Does that mean they're both? Does that mean that they're? You know what I'm saying? Does that all of a sudden make the greatness bar come down now, or maybe do we have to completely nullify the greatness bar altogether because Jordan's not an active player in the NBA, so therefore he's not relevant, right? We can't make reference to somebody who's not playing, right? I mean, when you no, that's completely wrong. When you measure greatness, you have to have a standard. You have to have somebody who set a bar. You know what I'm saying, to excel to. Whether you're talking about mathematics, whether you're talking about sports, whether you talk about building cars, whether you talk about architecture, whatever. There is somebody who set a standard somewhere where it's like, this guy has excelled at this level and he set a new bar. Now somebody's going to try and achieve that, and somebody's going to try and surpass it. That's what we do when we showcase these gameplay videos. We're showcasing these guys did it right and they did it the best. EA, we want you guys to exceed that. We want you to not only match it, beat it though. That's what we talk about when we do these vids. But it eludes people for some odd reason. It eludes people all of a sudden, all because we're all saying 2K. That's just like the basketball example saying Jordan's arguably the best. If we all say Jordan's arguably the best, we're just Jordan biased. And we're not signing up for Kobe. Oh, but what about Kobe? What about LeBron? You're not saying they're great. You guys are biased. You're not saying they're just as great as MJ. You're biased. No, they're not. They're not there. They haven't exceeded. You see what I'm saying? You have to prove it. You have to visually prove it from what you see on the court. Do those guys honestly exceed past what MJ did? No, they don't. That's why they say he's the greatest of all time. That's why they put him up there in that echelon of greatest athletes of all time. Period. For that reason. NFL 2K5 was put up as one of the greatest football games in this 10-year era. That means of PlayStation 2 and next gen games. Lower previous gen and next gen gaming. NFL 2K5 holds the standard. And that's voted by the people. And there are vids all over YouTube where people showcase how 2K5 excels past Madden currently. Madden 11 or NCAA 11. All we're saying is fix the game. Take from what these guys did at 2K Sports and implement it to your game. Take note from what they did and exceed it, make your game better. That's the purpose of this channel. So if y'all with us, roll with us. If you're not, peace. That's all I gotta say. It's your boy Smitty signing out. Peace out.